Hi everybody, I'm Kath Lloyd from Make the Change, and yes, I'm nearly an hour late. I have done this recording already, but because I messed up on my internet connection and I didn't check properly, all sorts of things have happened. Anyway, I'm here doing it live even though I'm a little bit late, but hey, never mind. So let's talk feeling tired. Okay, now this is a sort of perfect time of year for feeling tired because we're waking up in the dark, we're getting home in the dark, there's lots of different bugs flying around at the moment, we're super busy with keeping up our work, getting ready for Christmas. You know, if you've got young children, you're going to be busy with them and all the things that are going on at school. It might be if you've got elderly parents that you're sorting their Christmas cards and presents and everything out for them as well. And so it's natural that you're going to start feeling tired. And most people as well will have had a lovely summer holiday in the summer, or like for us, it was at Easter. And so actually you've done quite a long spell without a proper break. And yes, you might have had a long weekend away, and yes, we have done that as well. But, you know, that's great having that little break, but unfortunately, you know, you give yourself 3 days and you try and cram as much into that 3 days as you can, and you're not actually giving yourself time to wind down, to relax, to enjoy your time before you start gearing yourself up, ready for work again after only a few days. So, you know, it's important to remember that you're putting perhaps a lot of pressure on yourself, not just mentally, but also physically, to keep going, to do everything you should be doing, plus all of this extra stuff. And of course, on top of that, you know, you're probably out socialising, you've got Christmas parties, you're trying to meet up with people that you haven't seen for a while because you want to see them before Christmas. And often what comes with that is high calorific, high sugar, high fat food and drink, which isn't going to help your energy level situations, because we all know if you feed on high sugary things, you're going to have a great high and then sudden slump. So that's going to make you feel tired as well. Also, of course, you know, there is a lot of people suffer from SAD, which is seasonal affective disorder. And, you know, a few years ago, I was speaking to a lady and she says as soon as she starts waking up when it's dark, and, you know, it starts getting dark early in the evening, bam, she starts suffering from SAD. Well, that is the perfect time to start kicking into action some slightly different lifestyle habits. Because in actual fact, what's happening is our body isn't producing as much melatonin as it would do normally, because we're not getting out in the sunshine, which will, you know, boost our energy levels. It also has an effect on our natural bodily rhythms, because we wake up with the sunshine, we naturally do that. And then we're going to start winding down not long after lunchtime, because if you notice, you know, about 2 o'clock, 2:30, the light is starting to drop, and so your body is automatically going into sleep mode, you know, because of just the quantity of light that is about. But also, it's, you know, it's important to just think about what, you know, you are doing with your body, you know, how you can support it, how you can make it more effective, raise your energy levels up. And so making sure you get a good sleep pattern is really, really important. And you know, you might be like me and a lot of other people, you have a good kip on the sofa before you go to bed, and then you wake up and you might do some washing up or put some washing in the washing machine, let the dog out, let the cat out, I don't know, hang some washing up. And then of course, you've had a little nap, you've woken up, you've got active, and then you go to bed and you've actually got to start relaxing again. So that actually out of your sleep pattern is a huge chunk of time when you're not resting. Okay, so although you might have 8 hours sleep, you've got that sleep is hugely interrupted by, being woken up, getting on with some different activities and jobs, and then trying to relax and go back to sleep again as well. And so, pre-bedtime, it's important as well to give yourself some relaxation time. To turn the lights down a little bit lower so that you're not exposing yourself to such bright light, that you're exposing yourself to a kinder light, a more orangey light, which is going to be better for your hormone levels, so that you can sleep a lot better. And also it's about what you're exposing yourself to. A lot of people will go to bed and actually check their phones, check the messages, answer any last minute, texts or messages that they might have, and maybe pop something on social media or pass a comment on, something like that. Well, that is going against the light that you're exposing yourself to, because devices like your laptop, like your phone, like your iPad, they're all going to give out the wrong light. It's going to be the blue light, which is going to wake yourself up. So just take that into consideration a little bit. And instead of using your phone, why not get a book out and start reading something that is nice and relaxing, that isn't going to start interfering with your brain waves, because what we do at the end of our day will have an effect on how our brain is operating, how active our brain is. And so this is where, creating a relaxed atmosphere, thinking about what's gone well through the day, celebrating the great stuff, is going to put you in a great frame of mind for getting a good night's sleep, so that you can wake up and be refreshed and be at your most effective. And of course, the other things that are going to have a huge impact on us are caffeine levels and alcohol levels and other substances that are going to be boosting our energy levels up. So it's just being aware of what you're consuming, because yes, it's nice to have the glass of wine or a little tot of whiskey to help you relax and unwind, but actually it's going to be doing the opposite if you're not careful. So, try and find something different to drink, something a lot more natural. Okay, I know it's not so exciting as a glass of wine or your favourite gin and tonic, something like that. But, if you're struggling with your energy levels, you really do need to start thinking about these different things. And of course, the other thing as well is about if we're feeling tired, which is going to have an effect on, our weight, is also our exercise levels, because actually, even though we might feel too tired to exercise, it does boost your energy levels. So, it's about getting out, having a little walk. Perhaps it's about not watching your favourite soap opera, and get out after tea time and have a little walk around. And this is actually a really nice time to go out walking around the streets, because people have got their Christmas decorations up around the houses. And if it's anywhere like I live, people are getting more and more excited about decorating their houses, which is really, really lovely feel, and it'll give you a warm feeling when you go out and about and have a little walk. On the other side of things as well is, from one extreme to the other, from no exercise, is that you might be exercising too much, and people who are big bodybuilders, who are big fitness addicts, or have put themselves a hard training schedule because perhaps that's to do with a serious hobby. It's about remembering that you've got to have your rest periods, because otherwise, if you don't take your rest, you are going to exhaust your body. Yes, you might be eating all the right foods, but physically you've got to give your body a rest, or else you are not going to perform your best with your hobby, let alone manage day to day. So this is very, very important, and this is also very important about when you're starting off a new regime. When you've got lots of enthusiasm and you want to get going, and you want to really make an impact on your weight or your health or something, you've got to be realistic about what you can manage and how you're going to let your body recover between your exercise periods. That's really, really important. And then, of course, there's things like if we're carrying too much excess weight, that has a huge impact on the way we feel, not just the way we feel about ourselves emotionally, but also about physically, because we've got to carry that excess baggage everywhere that we go, and it's also going to have an effect on our joints, isn't it? And so it's about just taking into consideration that as well. Okay. And tiredness comes from stress levels. Okay. So again, pushing yourself, trying to make everything perfect is going to create anxiety and stress for a lot of people. And so it's about remembering to give yourself you time. Okay. So that might be, making sure you get your exercise regime. It might be about going and doing some yoga or some Tai Chi. It might be about just sitting for half an hour and reading a nice book. Something that will make you feel nice and relaxed, calm yourself down. But also, your favourite TV programme or a favourite film is absolutely fantastic. But also, meditation or quiet time, that I call it, is a great way just to start allowing your body to slow down a little bit, even if it's for only 10 minutes. And I've been doing this especially first thing in the morning because I have had a bit of a cold. And, and usually for me it hasn't developed into something bigger, or as my husband called it, my man flu. And, this morning I was thinking, well, what am I going to focus on? I can't hear any birds singing, which is what's happened the last few days. But actually, even though it was 6:30 in the morning, I just sat on the bed, propped myself up with some cushions. The window was slightly open. And when I started focusing on my breathing, on being calmer, I actually heard those birds singing, even though it was still pitch black outside. So it's amazing what you do here when you give yourself space, when you give yourself time to be able to concentrate on something different. Okay, and you will feel a lot more energized by doing that, because you're calming your brain down. All right, instead of zzz, like this all the time. Okay, let's just slow it down a bit. Let's just concentrate on my breathing. Feel the air going up through my nose and imagine it go down into my body, and that will make you feel a lot better. So giving yourself some quiet time is really, really important. So next week is probably going to be the last live session of 2018. I might pre-record something for the 26th of December and pop that up. But next week is going to be a great opportunity to look at celebrating your 2018. Now, I know that Facebook have started to do it. I had mine delivered to me this morning, and I've been watching other people's that have been going up on Facebook, which has been really, really lovely. So, and that is, like it says at the end of, if you've had yours arrive, it's the little things that make up the celebration. So, it's a good start in helping you remember the good things that have been going on in your life and the great people that you've got around you. So next week it's going to be about celebrating your 2018. But until then, I'm going to love you and leave you. Have a great week. Have a lovely weekend. And I'll speak to you next Wednesday. Bye-bye.